Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the flight test to the FTC Hunter. Now this is basically a delta wing. I think it's around 600 something millimeters. Basically a pretty small plane. You can see how it kind of has the same shape as you may have seen my reviews of the Paradisco plane, and that one did really good. But that's a smart plane. This is a much smaller, just regular manual plane. It does have a flight controller internally that has like a self-leveling mode where you actually have to put in your own receiver and everything. So I just have a little micro FrSky receiver in here. These are the stickers it came with. Not really an unboxing today, but the box is just basically a cardboard box, kind of the shape of the plane. And that's just how it came. I'm going to tell you a couple of mods I did with it. So of course the micro FrSky receiver in here, and this is a 2 antenna receiver where I have mounted up just this holder for one of the antennas to come up here, and I kind of put in a little bit of an antenna tubing and then some shrink wrap tubing on top just to bring one of the antennas out there. And then what I did on this side is I just made a little, just a couple millimeter deep slit with an X-Acto knife and just pushed in the other antenna so it kind of has like a 90-degree for best coverage. So the signal is going to go out this way, and it's also going to go out this way. So the best signal for basically when you're level with the plane, when it's going out from you like this will give you the best signal here. And also when it's above your head or turning, this one here will actually radiate out this way. So this should be a good configuration for good coverage. Originally I was going to put one of those long range receivers on here, the FrSky, but then I figured, well, it only has basically a 5.8 gigahertz. I think it's only a 25 milliwatt video transmitter in here. It also has a video camera in here, a FPV camera, so we're going to be slapping on the sky zones here in a little bit after we do kind of a line of sight and see how that does FPV. So all you do is once you bind to your receiver and plug the receiver, you just basically take off this top plate and plug your receiver in how you wanted. It did have a receiver extension, but I didn't want to have that little jumper in there. I just went straight from this receiver into the flight controller. So I just took out that little short jumper. But basically all you do is once you bind your radio and you're plugged into the flight controller, all you can really do is assign a couple channels. So I think it was channel 5 and channel 7. So I just have on the Taranis X7S I'm using for this review, I just have arming here and then my flight modes here. This one should have a gyro and accelerometer in it, so it should somewhat have a mode that stabilizes level in flight, and also like a full-on acro mode. So we'll try all that real quick. Also, one more thing, the FPV antenna is just kind of laying down inside here, and I didn't really like that configuration because it was just laying this way. So what I did is I just punched a hole up through with a screwdriver and pulled that antenna down, and then put a little bit of heat shrink here and just put a spot of glue in here just to give it this configuration. So the FPV is going to spread out this way. Of course, not good if it's directly over your head or if you're completely banked hard this way at you or this way. But I think it's a better configuration sticking down than it is laying sideways inside the craft, because usually when you start to fly, you're flying out from you, and if you have the tip of the antenna pointing at you, that's actually the worst signal. You want to have the side of the antenna pointing at you, as you may know. Anyway guys, let's get this thing powered up and start a flight. See how it does, and then we'll pop the glasses on and see how it also does FPV. I will say there's some wind came up. It's about 5 now coming from this direction. So this is how it's going to handle in about 5 mile/hour wind. Oh, and I totally forgot to tell you guys, I actually, when we're doing our FPV flight, I want to put on this run cam too. I just kind of put a lock, Velcro lock, dual lock mount here. You can see here, I just push it on. So this is going to be on the front when we do FPV, and the battery is going to be back here. Originally the battery goes right here where this battery strap is, so if you don't have any kind of HD camera, the battery is fine just right here. Okay, so just mounting up the battery real quick in its stock position for a line of sight flight. I'm just going to put it right where the Velcro is already, right here. And we'll just use the existing Velcro that comes on the craft. and just wrap that pretty tight. So that should be fine, just like that. So plug it in. Okay, let's see what it does here. So I have this flight mode with this switch all the way up, and you can see that it's kind of trying to self-level. You see the rear flaps here are trying to go up and down to keep it kind of level. And when we go full forward and back, they also kind of are turning. A little bit weird to know what they're trying to do. And then when I switch this all the way down, they still do level out a little bit, but it seems much more or less leveling. And we should be able to do more. So you can see when I'm turning the controller, see what the flaps are doing there. The servos are just right up there. I guess the arming switch I have set is going to be forward to arm. And you can see how we have our throttle there. This is, by the way, a 3S 850 milliamp battery, only about like a 40 to 50 C battery. Okay guys, so real quick, just wanted to let you know before we launch this, I had to switch the elevator and the aileron channels. I had to reverse them. So it didn't seem like they were working out of the box. They're kind of reversed, so we don't want that to happen, do we? So let's go ahead and arm this thing and take off. Let's see how we want to take off. I guess I'm just going to throw it like this. Should be good to go. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. I haven't flown a plane for a while. Woo! Okay, there we go. Oh no, my ailerons are still reversed. I better come in and land. Yep, they are reversed. Easy, easy. Oh, in the dirt a little bit. Okay, so I have to switch my ailerons. Apparently they weren't reversed when I first started, so I want to switch those real quick, and then we'll get a real flight in. I guess while I'm at it, might as well include this in the video, guys, how to reverse your channels in the Taranis X7 or X7S. So we want to go into our main screen. We want to press the middle button here, and then we want to make sure we're on our craft, of course, and then we go page. We're going to go all the way to inputs, and I'm going to scroll down to aileron. You see how I made the weight -11? Non-switched is just 100 without the negatives. So I'm going to go into aileron, I'm going to hold it in, and then click edit. And I'm going to go down to weight, and I want to go back where it was stock all the way to 100, not -100. Click again to save it, and then go all the way out, exit, and we should be good to go. Alright, here we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. Whoa! I am really out of practice. Okay, coasting, full motor off. Of course, I don't have any rudder, so you got to keep in mind there. Alright, just flying nice and easy. So you got to keep in mind you don't have any rudder, so remember, you're just aileron to turn. Oh boy, I'm so out of practice. Doing okay though. Whoa! Okay, this is the full aileron to the left, and it will not. Oh man, I'm so out of practice. I better watch out here before I hit these trees. So full aileron to the right. Okay. It doesn't quite spin. See that there? So I can't go all the way down. Let's not hit the car here. Now I'm going to flip this switch. Boy, this is tough. You got to be a little experienced to fly this one, guys. I'm just really rusty. I guess I'm so used to flying quads where I have rudder. Switching this, whoa, switch all the way down. Now I should be in full acro. Yep, there was a flip, back flip. So I want to be careful because I'm in full acro mode. Oh, and that's what happens when you're in full acro mode. There goes the controller. There goes the plane. I hit nose first into that dirt. Oh my gosh. Let's see what the damage is. See if we can still fly. I should have waited for acro mode for the FPV. Bummer. Hope it's okay. Alright, well here's the battery. Jeez. Seems okay. Just unplugged itself basically. As long as the camera's okay and the wings aren't shredded off. Man, that hit nose first so hard, but it's looking fine. No cracks anywhere. Servos still good. They have their connections to the wings. The camera wasn't even touched because it's got this nice foam protecting it here. It just went boom. So all that really happened was the battery flew off, and it didn't break, it just slid out. Excellent, everything's fine with this thing. So very durable little craft. Okay guys, so this is what this thing is really going to be meant for, just flying with FPV goggles, since you have all the speed and functionality of acrobatic flying with this one. So let's do it. I'm going to fly without this RunCam 2 first. Fly for a few minutes. This should give us quite a bit of flight time. I'll compile everything, and at the end I'll have that pop up on the screen. So we'll do a quick FPV flight just without the RunCam, and then we'll come land it, put the RunCam on, do another FPV flight to exhaust the battery, and see what kind of footage we can get on this high definition camera. This should be fun. And ready to go. See if I can launch it with the goggles on. Not sure if this is really going to work. Might need to put the goggles up, launch, and then throw the goggles up. Okay, let's do that. I want to be in self-leveling mode. Here we go. Okay, launching. Whoa! Get up a ways. Oh crap. There we go. Okay. Alright. Got the goggles on. Doing fine. Really want to be careful with the sticks on this one. There we go. Hello. Okay, nice and easy in what seems to be stabilized mode on the flight controller. I have to remember I have no rudder. So just a little bit of the foam I can see in the view there. Woo! Right overhead. Nice. Wow, so far really clear FPV, just barely any static at all. I do want to make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Okay. Good. So it's gotten a little overcast, so you guys can see that. And let's get a little higher, and then see what happens with our FPV at a little bit of distance. Try to get through the clouds a little bit if we can. Oh, FPV breakup. Okay, full left aileron. See how it's just going to circle like that? It's not going to do loops. Full. Oops. Let's go left again. Get in the open area. Ooh, through the clouds. Beautiful. Look at this. I have to remember where I am, that's for sure. Can't get too far away from myself. Okay. Where the hell am I? Oh boy. There I am. Man, I almost lost myself for a second, guys. So, hey, is that me? There I am. Okay. So this may be a little bit sketchy in these clouds. It's a little darker, and I got to stay around so I can hear the craft. Okay. So I'm going to pull full elevator up. Straight up. Full throttle, straight up. Through the clouds. Awesome. Woo, look at this. Ah, amazing. FPV is still nice and clear. Full throttle off. Dive. Whoa, I'm full elevator straight down. Wow, that was amazing. A little bit of throttle back on. Now I have to find myself. Okay. I know I'm uphill. Oh boy. Where am I? I would be this way, up the hill. There's my car. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. I know this is really fun. So now what I'm going to do, we can see how we have the stabilized level. Completely letting off the sticks, and it just flies straight. See that? Just flying straight. I'm just like a quarter throttle going into the wind. Now I'm putting right aileron in. and we're just going to kind of come back. Okay. Now I'm going to go into Acro mode, so I'm flipping the switch all the way down. So I am in Acro. It's just like a quadcopter where if you move that thing, it will stay there wherever you put it, is what it seems like. Let's do some rolls. Oh yeah, it's a fast roller. Let's try to fly upside down. Look at that. Flying upside down for a second, and we're back. Let's come back before we get too far away. Let's get some full throttle uphill here. Get to our car. Buzz ourselves. It feels really good in Acro. Feels like I really have great control. Let's try a power loop. Ooh, not quite a power loop, but like kind of stall loop, kind of. Okay, so you can do full Acro on this thing. Of course, you're gonna have to get better at flying Acro. Let's go up one more time through the clouds, come back down, put on that camera. This is our full speed up. And it can do it. It can just go straight up because it's so small and light. That. Down, let's do some spinning. Whoa! Wow. Amazing. Oh, a little bit of shake there at super high speeds. You see that? Okay, something to keep in mind. Woo! Man, it's almost like a quad. It does these rolls so fast. But you got to remember, you don't have any yaw. Just roll. That's a full stick roll. 2 spins. That's so fun. So if you got a little bit of flight experience, guys, man, this is really enjoyable. Okay, so switching back into self-leveling, you see how it just kind of leveled out? And I can be really nice and easy in this. I think there's a stage 2 also. Let me try to switch it in the middle. There we go. This might be a horizon mode. Let's check it. So this is the middle switch. Let's see if we can do a flip. Roll. Okay, yeah, we can do a roll. Does it have any? I don't know. It seems like it has a really slow stabilize, maybe. Yeah, not quite as Acro as the other one. So switching back up, see that? Boom, stabilize. Levels out right away. So I'm going to try to land it here as good as I can in FPV. Right next to me, I'm just coasting in. No throttle. Oh, a little bit of throttle. Oh, nice. I got close enough. Disarm. Okay, well, there it is right there. Let's put that camera on and get some high def footage. Okay guys, so I got the plane back here, and battery is not even warm. I mean, it's probably around, I want to say 70 degrees up here right now. A little bit of wind chill, but it's not even warm at all, so you don't have to worry about any kind of warming of the batteries or heating up the batteries with this thing. I'm not sure how it would be full throttle racing all the time, but this is not even changed from not even using it. The temperature's still exactly the same. So this guy is going to mount right here. Of course, I have to put an SD card in it, but this is going to snap on right here with this dual lock Velcro. This camera is not even going to be strapped in, but this is really tight. This dual lock stuff, I love it because it doesn't even move. So unless you hit something really hard, this will not fly off. So these Velcros are going to just kind of be out of the way and kind of Velcroed together behind the camera. And then this is where the battery is going. So I'm moving the battery back here just so it's out of the way. That's going to snap in too, and look at that. So nothing's holding it, just this dual lock, and this stuff can hold, it should be able to hold like around 10 pounds, I think, maybe 6 to 10 pounds without coming off. So it's definitely not going to have any trouble staying on the air unless I crash it. So let's boot this thing up with this configuration, get the FPV goggles up, get the high def on there, and see if we can even fly it. Okay guys, so I realized that this thing's probably going to be quite nose heavy, so I've actually stuck the run cam 2 a little bit further back on this tape just to make sure it's not going to just nosedive right away. We'll see. At least we have a little bit of room for center of gravity movement back and forth a couple inches with this run cam. Into the wind. Let's try it. Here we go. I have to jump on the stick really quick. Oh, just barely. Okay. Let's put the goggles on. Woo! There we go. We're flying FPV with a run cam on there. Okay guys, I'll have it up on the screen for you. Not sure how long this is going to last, but I am going to do some cloud punches. If I can. Okay, let me just figure out where I am. That's my car. Okay. I'll have that run cam up on the screen. Hello! Woohoo! Just having a blast. Okay, let's punch up. Full throttle. That's full elevator back. So it can just barely lift the nose up. It can't do a vertical like it could before. Let's get down here. We don't want to get too much into the clouds and lose our bearings. Okay, a little bit of shake when we're going super quick, and I think that's kind of normal with these Delta wings. Flipping into full acro, just flipped in. And let's try a roll. Oh yeah, no problem. I think this guy's flying a glider here. Okay, we're pretty far out here. Getting a little scratchy, but the FPV is really good. The way I mounted that FPV camera, it's doing pretty awesome. I'm just going to kind of come back. It's actually flying really good with this camera where it is. Woohoo! Did I hear a beep? That would be cool if it beeped, because I have no OSD if it's getting low on power. Should we try a power loop with this heavy camera on here? I don't know. Full throttle burst. Roll. Glide for a bit. A little bit of power back on. Let's just glide into the wind. So I'm just gliding, guys. Full power off. Let's glide over this dude, see how he's doing. Let's see where he is. There he is. Is that his plane? Nope. Ooh, just did a loop there. I don't know where his plane is. Maybe he crashed it. Oh, I think I just crashed. I'm gonna have to go down and get that. I crashed right by him. Oh, that's kind of funny, isn't it? Okay, let me go get that. That was pretty stupid of me. I shouldn't have gone that low. Okay, well, apparently it's closer than I thought. I just walked down all the way over here, looked back up, saw the screen propeller, and it looks like I just crashed right into the side of the hill here, right by the road. So, awesome. I was hoping I could find some signal in the FPV, but for some reason I couldn't even pick up anything. See what I can do, and then if we can fly, we'll keep on flying. Okay guys, so back at the original spot, and I just want to finish up this battery. Nothing was wrong with it. Looks like just after a reboot, the FPV came into play, so I'm not sure. Maybe it just has an auto shut off after sitting for a while. But we're good to go, so I'm just going to keep on flying, and let's try to get up there in the clouds above us and just use up the battery, so at least if we do finish the battery, we can just glide down. This should be kind of cool. Into the wind, stabilize mode. Everything seems good. Just get up here, get these goggles on real quick. Oh, I'm not recording my goggles. Hold on. Hands off. Wow, so it keeps this level really good if you need to do stuff like that in stabilized mode. I haven't even touched the controls when I was putting on the recording. All right, man, this thing is really fun. I just love flying these things over here. They're just loads of fun. So here we go. I'm gonna go right up above me here. Let's see, where's my car? Right here. Let's punch it through these clouds, guys. Full throttle. up through the clouds. I'm full elevator back. This is all I can do. All right. I'll have that up on the screen. I hope you guys are going to be enjoying this because this is just beautiful. I'm full throttle. I hope it doesn't cut out. Okay, leveling out. Totally off the throttle now. And let's just coast down. Actually, let me just get above the cloud just a little bit. A little bit more. I felt maybe a little bit of range cut out. Okay, now I'm going to switch into Acro. This should be fun. Woo! Look at this. Wow, just acroing through these clouds. Wow. Let's fly upside down for a bit. Flip back over, straight down, pulling back up. Okay, I really have to make sure. Okay, this is way up the road. Oh man, this is just beautiful. Thanks for coming, joining me guys for this video. And I know it's going to be long, but I really just, this is just pure enjoyment for me, and I really love to share my enjoyment with you guys. You know? Oh, behind my head, getting a little bit of scratchies. I'm going to switch into self-leveling. There we go. Kind of get in trouble and, you know, you're losing your orientation. Switch into that self-leveling and look at this. So I'll have the sticks up on the screen moving right and letting off, and it just levels out. So super easy here. There's my car coming back down through the clouds. High speed pass. Hello. There it is. I'm not sure if I'll have it on camera, but definitely will have the run cam up. So I don't want to, remember, I don't want to get too far away because I don't know how much battery I have left. Oh crap. Okay. There, that was it. Did you see that FPV cut out? Okay, there we go. So we have crashed because we lost power. So that's too bad. There's no indication that you're gonna get low on power. So before I lose sight of it, let me go down and recover this thing. All right, here he is, the hunter. Upside down in the grass, a ways away. All right, let me walk up this hill again and let's do a pros and cons on this great little craft. Okay, so that was a bit of a hike up the hill. So pardon me if I'm breathing hard, but don't usually do those hikes very often to get these planes. But for this one, it seems to me like you're gonna want to put maybe a mini beeper on here. So probably what I should have done, yeah, I do have some really tiny, minimal 3S beepers. So maybe I'm gonna put one right here. Just won't even add a couple of grams of weight, barely. And that'll tell me when the voltage is sagging and dropping so I can bring it in. But this is honestly the only 3S battery this big in this configuration I have. So I think that's gonna do it for this flight test. Let's see how easy it is to pull this battery off with this locking grip tape. There we go. So not bad. Hopefully that didn't puff. Gosh, it does feel a little bit puffed, but it was worth it because we got to review an awesome little craft here. Speaking of this awesome craft, let's go through a pros and cons. So as you know, I will have had the run cam video up and my FPV goggles so you could see exactly what I was seeing while I was flying in my live commentary. And this thing is great, super durable. Nothing is wrong with it whatsoever. It was a little bit dirty. I crashed straight down into the dirt, just completely down, and they really guard this camera perfectly with this foam. So it's set in perfectly. You do see just the slightest bit of edging with the FPV camera. So of course, if you wanted to trim a little bit of that out there. Otherwise, phenomenal little craft, very durable, super fun. I'll have had the flight time up on the screen, pop up here for that entire flight. And keep in mind, that was only one battery, one 850 3S LiPo battery. I did everything from line of sight to a pretty good long FPV to another FPV on the same battery with this camera as well. So a little bit extra weight. So I'll have compiled everything together and put that flight time on the screen. Of course, if you're not using a heavy camera like this, your flight time is going to be more. And I think this can hold up to maybe 1,000 milliamp hour battery. A couple of cons on it: super high speed, there was a little bit of wobble. So maybe something that you could possibly take out by putting some ribs here just for a little bit more stability. Maybe some short, like 1 to 2 inch ribs, one here and one here. That might actually make it a little less fluttery and super high speed. But it went really fast, it handled really good. I really like that it has a flight controller that can do stability mode, because you panic out, you let off your right stick and the thing just immediately goes levels out, and it'll just stay there and it'll fly straight. Of course, you're gonna have to control your throttle, but I was like letting off the throttle, adjusting my goggles, and the thing would just fly straight. So really good. The only other con was just a little bit of controller configuration, but phenomenally quick in Acro. You can see how it was spinning pretty quickly, and it can handle all this gear I put on it. And you can kind of see the range. I went pretty far out and pretty high. When I went really high in that last flight, I did feel a little bit of stutter in the aileron. When I was trying to do a roll, it felt like it was delayed for a second, then it came back. So I think when I was really directly overhead, and keep in mind that I did have this antenna on the Tyrannus pointed straight up, so bad configuration for overhead flying. It probably, if I would have had this like this, or turned sideways when I was directly overhead, I would not have had that little bit of stutter in control, because the signal radiates out sideways, and it's very limited when it's coming out the tip and up. You never want to point the tip directly at your craft. That's the worst signal. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that review. That was super fun. I'm going to be flying this a lot more just for fun. I'm really liking this. And don't forget, I'll have the links to this and all the stuff I'm using here in the description. Really good combo. Flies really good. It may actually have the potential to be a racer in this size class. You know, you could add on to it, put some higher power in it, better motors, and modify it a little bit, and it's already kind of a screamer, and I'm sure you can make it even more of a screamer. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.